I've just ordered some new reading glasses. Not reading, it's going to be distance and intermediate. Hopefully it'll blend together nicely. These ones are basically intermediate to reading, but they're expired in terms of their effectiveness at this point. I just bought some hair products. Plus I just got the iPhone AirPod 4s to replace my AirPod 2s. These ones don't stay in the ear as nicely. They've got ANC, noise cancellation. What is it? I don't know what the A stands for. De Lorenzo. I'll put the links in the description below. Shine factor 6 out of 10. Hold factor 4 out of 10. This one, which is called medium hold. Shine 6 out of 10 and hold 8 out of 10. And this one's called Stronghold Lacquer. When I hear lacquer, I'm thinking shiny floorboards. Let's see what the nozzle looks like. It's a fairly nice nozzle. It's heavy. It's 400 grams or 14.11 ounces. The reason I got these is because I was kind of sick of having to deal with sticky mess and also hardening of the front, which is like crunchy. At the moment, it's just soft. All I've got in my hair right now, I put conditioner, spray and conditioner. It has no holding properties. And the other thing I got was muck. The muck that just sits alone was 5 cents more expensive than this pack, which I think contains a regular sized muck and a travel size muck. And it was a better deal, so we got this. So little one and big one. This is what I call clay. This is the hardest muck. There are lots of muck has now evolved to have multiple different hardness levels. Low shine, brutal hold, okay? This is the strongest muck and probably has a tin foil protective layer on top. I don't want to really use it right now, but it wouldn't hurt to just show you what's going on in there if you haven't seen muck before. Muck's probably the best selling clay there is. These things go for about, I got rid of the receipt, about 25 bucks. These ones are about 25 bucks as well. Each one of these things is about 25. So it was about 75 bucks I just spent on these 3 items. Getting the tin foil off is pretty hard, my fingernail. By the way, I needed garden clippers to chop out my latest stencil. Might need a little bit of refining, but because it's only 2-dimensional that I need for this size, I'll be using this new stencil size going forward. I had to peel back the glue after a couple of days because it was all getting really disgusting here, and reapply new glue. I really ran out of the little Ghost Bond, but I got a whole new packet of Ghost Bond, the 5-ounce box, which looks like this. I'm not going to open this, it's too hard. I'll do it later when I've got 2 hands and I'm not feeling pressured. I found at the bottom of my hair container, I have these old Ghost Bonds, which were all just covered in hair. I mostly removed the hair, but they're still fucking gunky and disgusting. I think both of these are the original Ghost Bond, which don't have an extra word attached to them. And this one is Ghost Bond Supreme. In my experience, none of those really work. Ghost Bond Platinum might be a bit better. This was about $150 to $180 for the 5 ounces. I think I'll put the description for the large one in the description below. It seems like a good size for glue. And the other thing I realized is sometimes I actually do want to be able to glue back here without having to take the whole thing off. I needed to learn that skill. And so if I pull it down enough and I hold down the excess hair with one of these, or better still, in both directions, one that way and the other one that way, it sort of holds the whole thing apart. And if I just pull it forward enough, I would take a baby wipe. I'm sorry I didn't film this, but just assume it's all good. And then I just saw I've got a cockroach there, that could be a problem. I've never seen a cockroach in this house in the whole time I've lived here. So get in there, and then I realized with the baby wipe, I just rub, and it just balled up, and I just able to scoop it. having it attached to my head actually really helped give me the leverage I needed. And because this is 0.06 millimeters thick, this base material, it sort of gives me some confidence that I'm not going to stretch the base material or rip it or anything. Whereas with the 0.03, it's a lot less strong. Not that I've really ever ripped it just from cleaning it, but I might have stretched it a bit. With this one, it's, you know, got more. The hairdresser I went to thin my hairs using thinning scissors, which I wouldn't trust I have the skills to do, charged me $90. It was a proper salon. She spent a lot of time talking to me about hair and stuff, and it's like, just fucking do the job. But anyway, she agreed that it probably should remove a lot of the boof, and it did, which was a good idea. Much cheaper, it was $90 though, to deboof it. But the place I went to today, Warehouse, to buy these things, because I wanted to speak to somebody about different hair products without having my time wasted completely, which is often what happens when you speak to a salesperson. It was worth going in there and just having a look around on the shelves, because it's much better to see things in the real world around you rather than scrolling through millions of products online. So it's nice once in a while to go into an actual store. I really didn't like this stuff very much. I used to love this stuff in my hair the other day, and it was really messy, and now my hair's soft and beautiful again. This stuff will not keep my hair soft and beautiful, but it will lock it in position. But I did think I probably needed to have a way of styling my hair before I sprayed it down, which is why I bought muck. But muck is very dreadlocky, so you know, the hairdresser who did the thinning scissors all over here, who charged $90, the place I went to today, Warehouse, said they could do it for $35. So I'll be going there in the future. Maybe once every 6 weeks or so to get rid of the boof and maybe maintain the length and so on. There is a discrepancy between the two colors here, and also obviously a difference in length. That's 2 inches and that's probably 2.5. So we're seeing that. And when I brush this back, we've got a big layer of 4-inch hair pressed up against 2-inch hair, which shows a massive difference in texture and length. Potentially this could be quite dense here as well. I'm very happy to have the blonde root system, and I'll continue to be buying that. I may need to dye this darker, and all that would require is to just use a higher percentage of dye mixed in with the developer. Because last time I think I'd said it was 40-60. So next time I might try, so 60% dye and 40% developer. Next time I might try 70% dye and 30% developer. There are also different measures in terms of vol or percent in the developers, and I think mine's called 10 vol. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm sure you can get 20 vol, and then your consistencies would have to change, right? So it's trial and error, but I don't mind dyeing this an extra time. Now, in terms of styling my hair, I'm so good. By the way, I sent that hair straightener back for a refund. I'm not ever using that fucking scary piece of shit again. So I've got this stuff lying around, heat defense. Maybe I'll have use for it one day when I blow dry my hair or something, I don't know. But I want to keep things completely easy for myself. Now I can imagine this sort of stuff would keep my hair relaxed and down, which is another consideration, hair oil. But I do find it sort of evaporates throughout the day and leaves your hair kind of sticky, I guess. Doesn't seem to be that bad though. I don't know. Haven't really put a lot of thought into it. In terms of frizzies, this is probably too expensive to use as a main base if I just want to style this and then lock it down with hairspray. So for today, I think I'll just use hairspray on its own. This is the medium hole. I'm going to just put this straight into my hair as it is right now, and because it will create a wetness for a few seconds at least, I'll be able to brush this into position, and then I'll go out and deal with doing life stuff. and I'll come back and see if it stayed nice. But I won't be going in any wind or anything, so it's not a proper test. It feels dangerous to inhale. Because I do want some volume. And there's a hill here where the 4 inches meets the 2 inches and the color changes. So I'm not sure if I should give myself a shorter hairstyle. Didn't really want to touch it. My hand's all sticky now. I just wanted the brush to touch it. I need to fix that. So, yeah, I'm not happy with what I just did. I wouldn't have wanted to really lock that down as is. And how does that bit go? It's always difficult when you're deciding what to do here. You can't just keep brushing that back because it'll just end up weird. So that needs to go down and that needs to go up. And then at some point, I want this sort of back as well. It's not too bad, but I feel like there's too much volume up at the top. And back here, I don't think there's any hairspray at all. So I really don't feel like I don't really feel it's safe to inhale this stuff. Better if you had a big bathroom, I guess. Weird they chose a brown lid for that. This one it seems okay, like coffee. This one is the Stronghold, the 8 out of 10, and this one is the 6 out of 10. So the weak one is the one I just chose. Why would you choose a weak hairspray? I guess so it doesn't clump together. And also I said specifically to the girl, I don't know if she knew what she was talking about, sales girl, is this gonna flake off and create white dandruffy looking powder all over my shoulders when it breaks off? And she said no. I don't know if I believe her. We'll see what happens. I'm wearing a black t-shirt, so it's a good test. At the moment, I wouldn't want to keep my hair, it seems like it's going up too high up here and stuff. I'm glad to have the reduced buffiness of having the thinning scissors done by a professional though. And this area here where the hairpiece is clearly, because of the colour, meeting my other buffy hair. Probably because it's parted there and then it's not parted there. It behaves differently. So there's like a clear line, is it? Separation. I don't know if it's mostly to do with colour or the way it's been brushed. Like if I tried to brush that there, I have put hairspray through, so brushing is not really that much of an option. Does it look more like it's part of its, does it look like a part of the continuation? At the moment, I still feel like I've failed. I don't want this bit all buffing up at the top there. Is it going to create white specks? So far it hasn't. Okay, I tried it. I don't think it's enough. Just dry hair with no product at all and this on its own. For me, I need more styling going on underneath it. Then I'll lock it down. These are the lockdowns, okay? Medium and strong, apparently. So what do I put in my hair? This stuff just takes over the whole thing. It'll turn the hair rock hard on the hairpiece and then it'll all flake off the back. That's what's happened with it. The hairpiece remains rock solid and unmoving and behaves very differently with this product than the rest of my hair. I just had a shower today to get rid of all the clay that was in my hair from last time. If you want to debuffify something like this, I mean, I guess the least sticky mess stuff might be frizzies, so maybe I'll try and shove that through my hair right now, but I never know how much to use. And it's so expensive that I think that's enough to get this flattened. I'll go over it with more hairspray second as well. I never know whether I can give credit to the hair product I use or the water content in the hair product that will evaporate within about 20 minutes and change everything about what it looks like after it dries. So yes, I'm trying to brush it all as one thing. I mean, it's good enough. I'm really just grateful to have the option at all so far of being able at all to brush my hair back. And that's all thanks to the color 18. And like I say, I still have to, the gas mask. I still have to dye this again because it wasn't dark enough. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, when it's wet or, you know, it's got enough product in to sort of keep it shiny or whatever it has to look like. People have been treating me better as well, by the way. Having neat hair. I know I look like Hitler. I've got a fucking herpes scab here. I bought this stuff, which is cold sore cream. It's a no-name brand. It was like $5 less than the leading one, but when I take it out, it's just liquidy. See, it doesn't work as proper cream. And then when I put it on, it's very like no-name brand. It doesn't behave like proper cream. And in addition to the AIDS that's growing under my chin, I've also got constant scabs in my eyebrows. And I think it's dermatitis, seborrhoid dermatitis, if that's correct. This is hydrosol, so I put that in there. This got steroidal fucking... Right, so you can see that's more like cream. Like that's not dripping out like water like that other one. So I put that in my eyebrows. Because sometimes I just scratch my eyebrows and it just keeps going whiter and whiter as, I don't know, the fungus that lives in my eyebrows. And it also lives on my beard as well if I don't shave, which is why I've sort of more started shaving. It usually has a big red patch around there, but I think I've killed all that with this. And I want to kill the stuff in my eyebrows too. And often my sideburns, but also around the back and sides of my head. So I use anti-dandruff shampoo. I've really got to dip my head in a bucket of Head and Shoulders or something and just make it sure it's fucking dead. I just want to get rid of it once and for all. I mean, it famously lives around your face, head and chest, apparently. I didn't mean to make this into a skin cream video, but anyway, it does affect my hair, so it makes sense. It's related. So far, this hairspray hasn't need milk. Right. So the big question is, how bad is the plastic line? I really have decided that you can't be too lazy about all this, and that is when every 2 days, or I say twice a week. This Ultra Hold, brand new, Ghost Bond Platinum, brand new, okay? I've just bought 3 bottles of this from Alibaba or AliExpress, and it was much cheaper than on Amazon. I don't know if it's a no-name imitation, but it seems to be the same consistency and be the same product. I'm sure all these things are made in China, so it's probably just sourced locally, and it's probably not a problem. Probably is the original. Anyway, this stuff gets so messy, and a shiny line always starts appearing across the front. And then that becomes sticky, and then it curls around up into the top of the hairpiece, and you've got to get up, clean it out with C22, and it's all a big hassle. This doesn't have as much hold, but a bit distracting that. This does not have enough hold, but no, it has enough if you're just not sweating and moving or anything. So what I've done is, when I peeled this back this morning, I got in there, and the new system was to create a palette. You know what a palette is? A palette is a piece of timber usually that artists use to mix their paints on before they apply it to the canvas. So what I do is I put this on the bench top, pour some of this onto it, right? Because I wouldn't want to spill any of this up there, but it is quite controllable. Certainly not controllable from this. Always transfer this into one of these. Links in the description below. Forget these little plastic bottle things. But it's scary to do that, and I did do it as well, but it was cleaner and easier to start here, put it on the palette, because this is something I can throw out at the end. And once I've got a little pile of glue here, I can just dab it from there and transfer it to my head safely and neatly. So I found that to be an effective way, because I was thinking I'll just put it on the bathroom bench top and just clean it afterwards. But then I'm thinking, what am I thinking? It's fucking glue. So I think I need something I can throw out, and a tissue is the okay way, so long as the brush doesn't attach to the tissue. Luckily this one is thick and easy enough to hold its own weight down fairly effectively. So they're all the creams and powders and bullshit I got today. Hopefully these ones will be of some use. Like I said, I'll go and do things, live life a bit, and see how this stays in place or doesn't. I love the idea that my hair's done for the day now, and I can just go out into the wind or something. I don't think I'd survive on a yacht or something where it's constant. I don't know. But maybe with this one, it would stay in position, And they give you can buy smaller containers of this to touch it up, so you can reinforce more and more and keep adding. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's several hours later. My head's been pressed against the cushion of my sofa, and I've been sort of lying back on it. So I feel like there's a little bit less crackliness. I haven't thought about my hair the whole time. I guess the sides have slowly bloated out at the back where it's pressed against the pillow, but I think this hairspray would last all day. And if you wanted to be safer about it, you might want to go with a harder hairspray. Didn't put that on. It does have a crackly feeling. She said, the saleswoman said it would be soft, but it's not. It's just as crunchy as normal. But if I try to break it, it's not sprinkling all that white shit that other, I don't know, my LED light makes that ticking noise. It doesn't put white shit all over you, which is good. I've seen a lot of hairsprays that do that, so that's a good reason to buy this one. Seems good. Haven't tried this one yet. This is the harder one. Hold the hair lacquer. This one doesn't say lacquer, it says hairspray. It's certified organic lime fruit oil. Like I say, it's about $25 a can in Australia, $22 at the shops. On Amazon it's probably cheaper, and if it's in America it's probably about 5 cents, because you guys have everything. In terms of the plastic line here, now I wanted to speak to you about this, and I have in the past, but not recently because it went out of sale. I spoke about, and I bought a few different types of makeup sealers. I don't really think this will work. There's no way for me to test all the way along because you can't really see all the way along. But what I really wanted to talk about was NYX Shine Killer. Now, these are both different products, and they've been pinched at different heights as well. This is the good one. This is from the olden days. I don't think they sell this anymore. I've never been able to find it because every time I try to find it, it's this shit. But I don't want to waste this precious gold. But let's flip the camera around so you can get a close-up of that that plastic. And also, I'll change my glasses so I can see. Okay, we're on the back-facing camera now of the iPhone 16 Pro. I'm not sure if you can see this shiny line shit, which would totally give the game away. It doesn't even move with my forehead, and I did just glue it down this morning. Is it just the shine that's causing the problem? We'll soon find out. I'll try to use little dabs in 2 different spots. This is the old shine killer, okay? If there's any left in here, if I can squeeze some out. It's been in a box for years. There should still be a little bit left in there. I'm gonna have to gently do it this way. I don't want to blast it out. Okay, that's a lot. Believe it or not, that is a lot, and I've wasted it. But if we take the shiniest part here of this line, I'm gonna just put it on there. Rub it up all in there. It's magic stuff. Just as expected. Totally takes away all shine, and it's fucking magic, and it totally blends any hairpiece into your forehead without any consequences, as far as I can tell. I fucking love this stuff. And then I don't even need to show it to you. I can just tell you right now, it does not work. The new Shine Killer. Okay, this is the new one that they brought out years ago, and let's replace that old one. And this is just doesn't do anything for us. Look, it's black, right? Potentially, if I had a shiny forehead, I might be able to stop my forehead from being shiny if I could be bothered rubbing all the blackness away until it no longer was visible. But I've rubbed it in a fair amount, and in my experiments, I have not seen it remove the line up there like the old one just did perfectly. Try and reach around behind the camera using the mirror. That's very zoomed in. I'm now standing about 2 meters away from you. I don't know which camera it's switched to. Which one is it? So this one, okay. Is that able to focus? I think it's doing its own thing now. Anyway, this stuff, barrier spray, sealer, fixative. A lot of these products kind of expect you to know what they are because it doesn't say what they do on the cover. And this is a spray, quite a blasty jet, and it is designed to put over makeup. So it's safe for skin. It smells a little bit toxic, but not really. It's got a scent over the top of toxicity. That black stuff looks like it's just highlighted every blackhead on my face. Fucking hell. Let me zoom out. I'll tell you my conclusion. If your hair is loose at the front and you've got a forward brushed look, then you will be joggling your hair up and down and loosening the hold along the front. If you have a brush back look, which we can now achieve thanks to color number 18, and you just dye it yourself. I need to dye mine a bit darker. We can all go for brush back looks now, because I saved us all, basically, in my last video, because I'm a fucking genius. Yeah, I know. Well done, me. Thank you. Only took me 15 years, but got there in the end. It means that the company no longer has to bleach the roots because the roots are bleached by the company already. They just didn't dye the hair, which is easier than doing things the other way around for us, so long as you can dye it. And I thought, by the way, I'm not the first person to think of this idea. And if I am, I'm not the first person to do it. I am the first person to do color 18 though, I think. I think a lot of people are going with the old idea of very blonde, like color 22. But once you go a bit darker, you don't need to worry about that extreme blondness under there. That's why I'm with a dark blonde. If anyone else has made a video that predates mine addressing this issue, please put it in the links and stuff like that. And maybe you already have, but I haven't seen them because I haven't read them yet, just to avoid stress. But I'm claiming it. And I like having a brushback look. So the only problem that remains is the plastic line along there, unless you're crazy enough to try to deal with making glue and lace meet exactly all the time, which means you wouldn't have this problem. It also means you can bleach the roots underneath and you just buy the color you want and you wouldn't need to dye it. Although potentially it would be interesting to try that, given that bleaching dark brown roots to proper blonde is hard for some reason. No matter what bleach you use, and no matter how long you leave it on for, they stay squished ants a little bit at all times. Whereas if you start with a darker blonde, you could potentially solve that all if you're doing lace. I really wish the Shine Killer was still sold in this form. I'll have to use the remaining amount sparingly. Which camera? Oh, switch cameras on me. The fucking phone doesn't tell me what camera we're on. If you're on this camera. Isn't that shit? iPhone 16 Pro. No ring around the fucking camera. There are 3 cameras to look at. Every time somebody takes a photo of you, like, cheers, you look like a fucking idiot. Ask them which camera to test. They won't, because the moment you're the most say, which camera is, that'll be the photo. Because if everyone's a fucking moron and they're happy with the way this is. Like everyone was happy with fucking doll's hairlines. I wasn't. That's why I boldly went where nobody else had gone before. Unless they have, but I don't know if they have or not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not the first time I've invented shit. So, why am I boasting? Because my view count has dropped. Used to get like 2,000 views on a video. Now you're like a few hundred. That's a big loss. It could be because I just rant incessantly and I don't care and I tell you all to fuck off all the time, which seems fair enough. But I think really what it is my Australian accent. And so from now on, guys, I'm going to talk to you like this. Thanks so much. Smash that like button. And remember, tune in next week because I'm going to have a great show for you guys. For sure. I don't know. Maybe I should just do that. Smash that like button. Do I need white teeth? Is that what the fuck you're worried about? Anyway, I've solved most of your life problems now. Go in peace. 2 days in a row, I've had companionship. It's mind-blowing actually. I had a friend, primary school friend, I saw yesterday. We had some drinks together. It's great. And today, unbelievably, I was with both of my parents in a restaurant. It's a third time we've met with each other. Amazing. Anyway, I thought I'd tell you that you find somebody who's really lonely and you can't be bothered with their depression and negativity. It really doesn't take much to get them feeling less isolated. Every snippet helps, but don't just give them a taste, a morsel, and just abandon them again. Just let them say what they need to say. I'm talking about me now, selfishly, but it's for me a lifetime of being selfless and getting not enough back in return. So I think if you see somebody who's depressed or who can't handle life, often they're weak. And if you're strong, you have an obligation. So fucking look after them. Look after your friends and family. Especially if something they did is minor, or if you could put yourself in their shoes and it's easy to see how they would have been sad or angry or whatever else. Like if you're always happy, you've got extreme power, so you shouldn't be happy all the time, given how much pain and suffering there is in the world. Go out of your way to give to others. That's it. It doesn't take much. I feel motivated. I don't feel despair, alone. I don't feel like I live in a fucking coffin right now. Temporarily. Like it would take this kind of thing happening often. And if you're the sort of person who's happy and has a busy life, you might be blind and completely lacking wisdom to what it's like to suffer long term. Suffering a little bit from time to time is fine, but if you know who suffered for a long period of time and you don't help them, I hope you burn in hell for eternity. Just to be clear, what I'm asking you to do, if you are an extremely powerful being who's got happiness and whose life is busy and you barely ever feel any pain, you only feel occasional frustration and a slight amount of agitation from tiny little things in life, and you know somebody who's suffering an extreme amount, like 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10 pain, I need you to absorb their pain, take the weight off their shoulders, carry some of their pain for them. You'll find that the pain, when shared, goes away. And you might say, I've tried, and that person can never be satisfied. They want something that can't happen. They want somebody who's gone away and will never return, potentially. But don't make them suffer that alone. Alleviate their suffering. It will totally take a lot of that weight off them. You understand? Just from companionship and understanding and not feeling alone. Just agree with them. And it's not hard to agree if you've got any wisdom at all. If you can't relate at all, go out into the world, give up everything you've got, throw away all your possessions, and go into the desert and suffer for 10, 20 years. So you can actually relate to people. That's expected of you as a human being. Just suffer. Suffer enough in your life that you can relate to people who suffer and animals who suffer. Because if you can't relate to suffering, then you are a waste of oxygen on this planet. Don't just go around having a good time. Because if you do, then fuck you. Everybody fucking hates you. I promise you, if your life is easy and you're extremely happy, fuck you, okay? Unless you're some miracle worker who can just spread goodwill and cheer and make the unfortunate happy. In which case you found something that I have never seen before, okay? And don't lie to yourself. People who suffer need others to help them. Not just people, animals as well, okay? Don't let the world die while you celebrate. Just phrase it one more way, okay? This is simple. It's as simple as this. If you ever use the phrase, they're too negative, I don't want to be around them, you are the bad guy. It's as simple as that. So if you find yourself judging people and thinking they're too negative and you don't want to be around them, that mentality is evil. Absolutely dead set evil. Okay? You have to help the needy, especially those who are suffering in pain. It's expected of you. It is your duty before you look after yourself. Unless you're down as well, having just too weak to help others. But even if you are down, you should be helping others as well anyway. You'll notice if you fucking open your eyes that the downtrodden and needy, if you find one of those people who are still going out of their way despite their extreme emotional weakness and isolation and feeling like they've been ostracized from everybody, and they're still helping others, they're fucking heroes. You should get down on your knees and worship them, okay? Simple as that. Don't be they're too negative to hang out with. I want to have fun only. I want to be happy at all times, and these people are a downer. I'm just going to dump them. I'm going to hunt you until your guts come out of your fucking ears, all right? And that would make me the good guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? I was just editing all that, and I was a bit drunk earlier, and I might have said some things about me hunting you if you don't help others and so on. I'm really in agreement with myself. I'm not sorry. I'm very much in agreement with the guy who just spoke a few seconds ago. Fuck yeah. Absolute truth. Anyway. And I think if you disagree with me, you're a fucking idiot. Really. you really should help the needy. Like, absolutely. Make it your main thing. Oh, shut up, LED. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, when I was looking at that thing and I put the NYX Shine Killer on, this was yesterday, I think I did. This slimy, dirty fucking container. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna jam the NYX thing up in there. It's not gonna stay. Even though I put it in there and it did remove the shine, there was still a visible plastic there. And I'm sure under normal lighting conditions for somebody who's got good eyesight, and I can't trust my own eyesight anymore. These glasses are intermediate to reading, but expired. Okay, so even there, it's hard for me to see properly what the fuck's going on. In this lighting, and you've got to think about sunlight. Sunlight is like this light bulb times, well, however many times brighter the sun is than this, a lot. So, if I look right now at these blurry fucking shitty warped corneas with astigmatism through weakened lens muscles to try to focus on the plastic that's going on up here, I'll flip the camera, okay? Okay, let's have a closer look in the back-facing camera. Every time I tap the screen, I've got to do the reach around, get underneath you to fucking tap the screen to try to make it focus, because the iPhone's shit. Come on, do it. Focus, you can't. All right. It's all the area that's exposed here. So what you really want is to get some kind of coverage. I just don't trust the brushed back look completely. I just can't. You could, if you had lace and it was day one and you stuck your finger down and put your fingerprints all over the shining glue that was shining through. But, well, these two main glues, right? Was this in shot? I can't even see the screen anymore. Ultra Hold and Platinum. This is going to be fucking extremely shiny. And if the sun is shining and it's a hot day, it will melt. And if it's lace you're wearing, it'll melt up through the netting and into your hairs, and you'll fuck your hairpiece. Can't get it out. Fuck it, throw the thing away. That's with lace, not with poly. Poly, you just lift it, wipe the shit out of it, and it's fixed. But lace, fuck lace, man. You might think lace is good for breathability, but back there, not at the front, it's too hard. And then back there, you just, I don't know, use tape and lace or something. But then hopefully nobody will see through and see shiny lines. Anyway, that's with a hybrid system I'm talking about. This stuff doesn't really seem as shiny, but it's got so much less hold than this. You've seen it before. I've demonstrated so many times how weak this glue is. But it's the only option for the front hairline if you don't want the... See, this stuff oozes out of its own accord. Just, you might line the front of the very front of the poly with Ultra Hold, and then it just oozes a skinny fucking less than a millimeter. It's just this shiny fucking thing, and then you go to wipe it and it all gets in to your hairs, and you got this one big strand of 15 hairs that are all stuck together forever. You can never do anything about it. You can, but you gotta maintain it, and it feels dirty, right? But I use it back in here on the back, because this has almost zero hold when it comes to perimeter. When it comes to the part where your hairs are pressed up against the hairpiece, that's not gonna stick. It's shit for that. It's so shit. So back here where no one sees, just use Ultra Hold. Okay, that's why I started combining the two glues. I don't mean combine together, I mean this at the back, around the perimeter, and this for the hairline. That's what I'm doing now. I think this is the best compromise while we wait, fucking hurry up, for a decent glue to be invented. There aren't any others. There are only these two. All the other glues I've ever tried are absolutely useless. Unless you can put in the comments below the best glue and you're not some fucking bullshit artist. Really. What else is there? There's Ghost Bomb Platinum and there's Ultra Hold. There's nothing else. If there is, there's tape. There's fucking tape. Now you saw how hard it was to get the fucking tape off my poly. I wish I could go back in time and just throw those fucking hair pieces away rather than removing the tape. I've got PTSD from fucking removing the fucking tape off the poly units. It's ridiculously hard. In terms of styling, so after a few hours, you see, I think the thing is, you can lock your hair in position with this, but if you lean on a pillow, if you're the sort of person, and I know this is some of you, busy people do this all the time, their heads never touch anything from the moment they've styled their hair coming out of the shower all the way through the day. They sit on a chair that ends on their back there. Not me. I'm lying back on nachos on a recliner, and my head's just messing itself, right? All throughout the day, and then I'll lie down a bit because I can't be bothered standing. But to be honest, I hardly ever leave the house. So that's unusually different. The other thing I noticed is that previous video from, I think it was yesterday, I claimed that this stuff had not been crumbing, but I think it had been. I think there were little white flecks that were too hard for my shitty eyes to see all over the place. So the claim that this stuff does not leave crumbs could be wrong, but I'm not sure, because my head is basically putting out spores like a fucking fungus, right? It's just like, the fungus that lives inside my head is taking over my mind. I'm changing. I think it really is, and it's fucking popping out. My eyebrows, my fucking sideburns all around the back here. You saw when I shaved my head to do that full top, it was like fucking scab central. Crazy. Like Mr. Burns, the fucking aging spots passing out on my fucking head. Anyway, hopefully you haven't found this video to be completely useless. Smash that like button. I've shown you a few products, new ones. Don't know if you should buy them. I'm not recommending it. You probably would be better off with hairspray though, for some occasions. It's not going to be long, nice, flowy hair, but if you do have like 4-inch hair at the fringe, that's what humans call the hair at the front. They don't call it bangs. No, humans don't say that word. We say a fringe, right? When it's 4 inches, it's going to flop around all over the place in the wind. And if you want to lock that down and get some real style happening, I'm glad I've got 4-inch, but sometimes I'm like, oh, it's all messy. I want to cut it short again and make it really easy. Okay, you can have easy or you can have dramatic. I prefer to have longer front like this. So, I don't know what you guys think, it's just my personal taste. I thought I was going to stay with a 2-inch hair, like 2-inch fringe for the rest of my life. But I like the 4 inches. The only major problems here is where the buff here bunches up against the shorter bits here. But if I can maintain some equilibrium in the volume and not have it plastered down like fucking Poindexter, and not buffy like Ronald McDonald, there's got to be a medium way. And I really think the hairdresser did an excellent job of using thinning scissors to get rid of that main bulk of my buffiness. Like I said many times in the past, I've spent $300 or $400, and sometimes people charge $800 for a keratin chemical straightening solution. I tried the fucking, what are those things called? The torture device I was using the other day. Hair iron. Ridiculous invention. Can't believe it's safe enough for people to take home and put in their fucking. Most people's houses would catch fire if they had one of those things just sitting in a drawer, not even plugged in. I'm sure it would just spontaneously combust And if you do plug it in and stick it next to your ear, good luck. I escaped. I mean, I did burn myself a few times, but just not enough that it blistered. Because I can imagine that thing just causes third-degree burns to lots of people. It's fucking dangerous shit, man. Hate it. Got rid of it. So the alternative was chemical straightening from people like Africa's Choice and Olive Miracle, which you'll see it for sale on Amazon. But I read into that, and it's like may cause cancer. Like, what percent of chance will there be that I'll get cancer from this shit? They're like, nah, roll the dice. And I'm like, nah, $25 for some cancer. No, I'd rather vape. That's my deliberate cancer intake. That fucking putting cancer through your hair like that. They explained it as like parts of it break off and become formaldehyde and flow through your bloodstream and cause like mutations in your DNA or some shit, right? And when the cells split, it goes, nah, I'm a fucking formaldehyde cell now, right? Everybody join me, let's be retarded here together. No, retarded is the wrong word, I shouldn't say that. Retarded means to be slowed, right? Retarded. It's not like you're en retard, encore, like you're, because tardiness, like tard, en retard, it means to be late in French, right? Anyway, it's to do with the lateness, slowness, but it was a description of people's brains, and therefore, you know, it covered people who had deficiencies intellectually. But now it's an insult. But fuck it, I'm allowed to accidentally say old words. I was born in the 1970s. Give me a fucking break. I'm an old man. Fuck you. But don't look old because I got rid of my greys. I have been using that, fan's gonna go in unless I'm really quick. Yeah. You don't understand how good that was. There's a sensor in my shower that will activate the fan if I'm too slow. That must be broken. Fuck. Okay, not that hard after all. I'm going to endure that for 60 seconds just so I can prove a point. This is the correct camera, isn't it? Oh fuck. I've been looking like a fucking retard staring at that camera the whole time. Sorry, 1970s. I'm allowed to use it. Look at this. I've been using this every day since I dyed my greys on the sides. So what I do is I just use normal shampoo, like Head and Shoulders actually, to try and get rid of all this itchy fucking shit that lives in my head. And while that's on, because I want that to be on for 2 or 3 minutes, I'll leave this on for 2 or 3 minutes as well. Then I'll brush my teeth and I'll floss my teeth using the floss stick with these things attached. I go up in between every fucking tooth. I don't even know how many teeth I got, like 32 teeth or something. And then I'll take the baby wipe in the shower and I'll wipe my tongue. It's a big procedure. If I'm really feeling energetic, which I don't really bother anymore, thank you. I'll do some squats in the shower or something. Try to exercise or stretch maybe a little bit. So if you stretch, while you're sitting in the chair, fucker, if you stretch occasionally, you'll feel better. And if you're depressed and you're like, I don't care, right? You know, that's me. I don't usually care. But if I do go to effort, I feel better. Anyway, I'm glad I got rid of the greys. And I'll continue to try to keep them under control. As far as this color is concerned, I didn't dye it enough. Which fucking camera are you? That one. All right, have a close up, look. Is the fucking iPhone even able to focus, or is it just my eyes that don't work? Yeah, you can see that plastic, like clear as day, can't you? You have to keep gluing it down. That fucking weak ass platinum that does that. Gotta choose between shit glues. Okay, for your fucking amusement, I'm gonna try to fix that right now, okay? I'm gonna actually try. Fuck, that's weak glue. Holy shit. And this side seems mostly alright. Although it is lifting there, but fucking just to deal with that shit, right? Fuck. Okay, I'll show you on the table as well what I'm doing here. To take this and use it as a palette. I told you about the palette earlier in this video, didn't I? Fuck, I'm a genius. I'm such a genius. Unbelievable. I can't believe how good my brain is at doing stuff compared to everybody else. Alright, new one. This is a new one, okay? See if I can aim the camera. Right. Is that untwisted enough? Could do everything one-handed for you fuckers. Give me a fucking round of applause. There we go. Are we wasteful? How much I just used on that? One-handed. Don't even clean it. Haven't even got any spare hands. Right. Now I'm going to take one of these brushes. 10-cent brush. Actually, this one I used the other day. Oh no, that one's too skinny. I can't be bothered using the skinny one. Where's this one? Okay. And this is incredibly hard to do left-handed. I'll put you back in the holder. Camera 2.5. See if we can repair this a bit. Fuck, these glasses are useless. I need them up there and higher prescription power. Fuck, I'm just putting glue through the hair. Fuck. If I didn't have to hold my fucking glasses like this. Let's see how much glue I've got into my own hair. Fuck, I'm gonna have to change glasses. Fucking hate it. Don't lose your eyesight, it's the worst. Okay. I've had lots of injuries in my life, but permanently losing your ability to see properly is worse than pain. Broken bones and all sorts of shit. Had to have operations and get sewn up for different injuries and so on. Fuck, this is hard. I need that there. You fuck, stay up there. Stay bolted to my eyeballs. You fucking face cage. Let's go. Let's get glue all over my fucking hair. Okay, you can imagine I'm down here at the palette. Okay, now let's do the fucking up. Ready? Hopefully the iPhone knows how to focus, but usually fucking doesn't. If it was just a tiny bit, I would have used the lipstick applicator. You don't want big chunks either. And now the drying time for this is going to be like 30 minutes or something. It's not 15 minutes like Ultra Hold. It takes a really long time to dry. There's no point pushing it down while it's still wet. And I'm putting one layer on top of the other, but this stuff is supposed to have multiple layers. Now you might think, all right, well, quickly while it's still wet, just grab the baby wipe and clean those hairs. But it's too much glue I'm wasting. I wasted way too much glue. I'm not going to be able to put that back in the bottle, so that's all going to be thrown away. Fucking buy more expensive baby wipes just so that they separate, because they remain flat like that and they don't pop up ready because they're cheap ass fucking pieces of shit. Alright, now let's see how accurate I can be. We're talking fractions of a millimeter here to try to wipe out without causing damage or spreading the glue all over the place without purpose. Just try to aim better when you put the brush up there, but for me, I've got to juggle my fucking glasses on my face while I do all this shit these days. This is better though, these are my reading glasses, and if I get close enough, I'll have a better view. What I should be doing really is setting up my, fuck, there's a big chunk of glue. I'm not able to do it, so it's not possible as if human being to do that. I'll take this and I'll wash it. I think the reason the other one doesn't exist anymore is because I used Ultra Hold at the back, and so I just knew there's no way without turpentine or something to clean it. So I just threw it straight in the bin, which is wasteful, but I would never dare to use the brush that comes in the bottles anymore, because the whole brush is just covered in glue, and every time you lean on an angle or anything, it's just wiping the glue off the branch, off the stick. So basically imagine this glue stick here, the brush, imagine the brush, right? Instead of having a bit of glue on the tip, the glue's all over it. That's what happens with Ultra Hold packaging. Now this is an old one that I found. It was quite dried up, so I sprayed a bit of alcohol into the bottle. I shook it around a bit. So maybe now the consistency has improved. You didn't see the before, but I'll just check for myself. You can see that it's way too dried out there, right? That's disgustingly dried out. It's probably about 5 years old, I don't know. I'm gonna add more alcohol. And then in the end, I'll pour it all into a squeezy tube. Fuck these leads, you fucking dickheads, Walker Tape Company. You fucking have the dumbest people on your staff. I can't believe. I reckon they must have IQ tests to get in to Walker Tape Company. And just go, are you stupid enough to work here? You need to be below 80. Right. Yeah. Sample this and you can use it later on when you're alone. Oh, it lost its sloshiness. I'm not going to say. Don't want to be rude. Don't want to be crass. I want to keep this rated G. I'll put this back in. See if I can do it without activating the fan. Damn. I've been whinging about nothing. That's easy. Alright, so has this thing been out of focus the whole fucking time? I don't understand iPhone back cameras. It's almost like, yeah, it's designed so that you're looking at it and you're controlling it manually the whole fucking time. The interfaces I've dealt with recently have just been atrocious. Dealing with Amazon, Facebook, they've got the worst interfaces. I'm watching like a YouTube or a Facebook video. They want us to all watch their fucking videos now. I've got YouTube Premium, so I can just turn the phone off with my headphones in and just keep listening. It doesn't stop. Just the audio keeps going. Facebook, you're like, all right, I need to put you in my pocket now, phone, but I still want to listen to the rest of this video. Click, boom, activation, just kills, the audio's just gone off. You got to reopen it, and now you're fucking halfway down through a different page on Facebook, and that video you're watching is just gone forever. There's no way to find it again. Fucking idiots. Same people who do recruitment for Walker Tape Company, I think. Dickheads. They're so plentiful on this planet. Now, right now, what you're experiencing with this patient is mania. The patient is currently manic, thinking too many thoughts at once, not able to fit in with society and to remain calm and speak in a normal voice. Awake way too late at night, 3:20, for God's sake, what is this person doing with their life? The truth is, this is an endless, an immortal, somebody who can stay awake for 60 hours at a time, working constantly. The workload I'm able to achieve in a single waking fucking, what do you call it, awake cycle is 50% higher than most people work in an entire week. 8 hours a day, give me a break. That's why AirPods are pretty fucking useless to me. These headphones, I just keep going through these. like 20, 30-hour batteries for Bluetooth audio. Not for video editing, if I need to sync things, but it's good enough for you. I'll just use this for video editing for this one. But I mean, why am I saying? None of you can relate to me. Nobody can relate. I've never met anyone who's had an average of 4 nights sleep a week for 20, 30 years in a row, except me. That puts me in a pretty narrow, like I've spent so many years just walking around at night, looking for something to do, somebody to hang out with, and there's just nobody fucking there. I walked along the beaches and through cliffs and dangerous shit on my own in the middle of the night for years. And like dark alleys, I always try to find danger, something under the bridges. Surely there's a fucking murderer lurking around here somewhere. Nothing. So boring. Anyway, I've been awake today after taking a sleeping tablet last night since about, I don't know, 2 p.m. So I expect to go to bed maybe on Saturday night sometime. What day is it? Friday? No, maybe Saturday I'll go to sleep. So I'll wake up on Thursday. I'll definitely not sleep before Saturday. There's no way I'll sleep during Friday. It's way too little sleep. Way too little wake. I can't do it. That's why I can never go to 2 events on 2 days in a row. And why everyone seems to go to bed early compared to me. Why am I boasting so much? I guess hanging out with a friend and then hanging out with my parents has shuffled around the sediment. This had better be in fucking focus. Fucking iPhones. Jesus Christ. Fuck you. Fucking backwards camera shit. Alright, this is a forward camera now. Speak normally. I reckon it didn't take 30 minutes. That's how much time's passed. It was about 5 or 6 seconds before I started rolling the camera again. I just wanted to flip it. So here's what we're gonna do. And this one has one camera, but it's black against black, so there's no fucking way you can see what the fuck is going on ever. But it's easier than other cameras. And I'll tell you what, I was complaining about Facebook before. The biggest culprits, worse than Orca tape, for all the shit and Amazon with all their fucking, how do you even change the currency settings? Sometimes they're there, sometimes they disappear. But I wanted to tell you what things would cost in American dollars on Amazon or something, right? But it's so fucking hard, and you had to log out and log back in and switch off certain extensions on Chrome or Firefox or whatever to make the fucking currency settings appear on Amazon. Anyway, the worst culprit in the world for all the nastiest, dumbest, fucking counterintuitive shit you've ever seen is Apple. They're the fucking worst. How do you highlight all the images in your photo gallery? I just spent about, I don't know, 6 hours or something. What time to get home? I don't know, at least 4 hours. Trying to get my fucking WhatsApp images off my fucking gallery, polluting everything. And half my images on my phone are me being bald going, right? I don't want people, when they look me on my shoulder, say, did you see the photo of the thing I just took? It's like, oh, ignore all the ones where I'm fucking have no hair on my head. And then they go, oh no, there's a hidden folder if you press this button and this button, then you move that and then you do this. It's like, and then it doesn't transfer with the import to window function. And then the WhatsApp thing, good luck removing your fucking WhatsApp. First transferring cleanly your WhatsApp onto your PC, your images that have been saved that you kind of want to keep. In the end, I was like, fucking just delete it all, right? And then I had to go through the folder system, which Apple doesn't seem to understand. Folders and files are fucking dumb cunts. And the people who praise Apple for how easy it is to use, they don't even know what a fucking folder is. They don't even organize their shit. They're like, oh, it just goes away and I just find it when I need it. Do you? Do you have no control over your organization in any way whatsoever? You open a dialog box, it's in some program that looks exactly like Finder, and you go, all right, oh, I see, I needed to move that file into that other folder. I'll just do that now on the fly. No, you're in a dialog box which looks identical to Finder, which is like File Explorer, right, for dumbasses. And then you can't do shit. You can't copy, paste, move, rename files, nothing. It's fucking dumb as shit. And people are just like, well, let's just, and you know what they do? They read instructions, go, this is the way it works, you've just got to follow these instructions. Why should you have to fucking need instructions? It should just be straightforward and obvious. That's what good user interfaces are. They make everything easy. So one day, somebody's just gonna go, all right, when you want a hairpiece, you go buy color number 18, all poly. All right, and get this one here, buy this glue here, add this and this and this. And it'll be just like a 5 or 6 step process. Why? Because in the pages of history, people sacrifice themselves for 15 years running experiments on what not to do so that the people in the future can have an easier fucking time of it. But then you get companies along like Apple that come along and just fucking reinvent everything and make it fucking worse. No, let's not make wheels circular, we'll make them square. And we'll just have to teach people how to make them slide across rough terrain, or we just don't have any rough terrain. We only use specialist apple roads. And if you stick to the apple roads, you won't have a problem. Smash that like button. Fucking dumbasses. Anyway, mania. That's what this patient is suffering from. I reckon this is dry now. Ready? Let's see if we can get rid of that line. I'll flip the camera so you can see that if the line's actually fully gone. And another thing. I shouldn't have to feel guilty about talking in my bathroom, even though it echoes, and I've got to whisper and speak in a low fucking voice because everybody else in the building lives fucking average lives. We're all identical to one another, fucking sleeping at night and being awake in the day. Just because I have to, if I have to be silent for night people, then fuck, they better stop the fucking traffic while I'm trying to sleep during the daytime. Otherwise they're racist cunts. Or not racist, but what's the equivalent? Just bigoted, just closed-minded fucking sheep. Why aren't I allowed to be open during the night? Open 24 hours a day. Why isn't everything? Hang on, let's fucking see if this plastic can disappear. Please fucking be gone so you can give us hope, little plastic and platinum. Is there still a line there? I can't see shit. Let's get close up. It looks like no matter what I do, the line's gonna stay there, isn't it? And there's the chunky bit of glue that I fucked up with. There'll be chunks all the way along. Yeah, look, see how all those 15 hairs at a time are sticking together, and you can still see the plastic. Now it's I've put glue all over the fucking hairs. I shouldn't even have bothered trying to fix it. Fuck. I received the 3 bottles of Ultra Hold in the mail, as well as another couple of bottles of this stuff, all from Alibaba. I think it was $85 for one of these on Amazon, Australia. And on Alibaba, it was like $55 for 3. You're learning yet? Check this out. Get the fuck off me, you gluey cunt. Is that even moving? See, a lot of it's confused with the hairspray as well now. I can't even, with this weak ass fucking glue, I'm not even supposed to have a shower for 24 hours because it's got a fucking cure. Now, don't dissect horses for me. Just invent some fucking glue that works. Surely there's a plant that just is sticky, that just grows like a weed, and you just fucking just sprinkle a couple of seeds into a field and then you make billions of dollars in perfect glue, surely. Can't be that hard, surely. There are lots of sticky things in the world. Look at this. How long ago was it? You'll remember, if you fucking pay attention. I don't remember. This is glue from the bandage from when I had a COVID vaccination, so I could hang out with my mum who's got leukemia. That is still stuck to me. That's glue. And there are other glues that hold things, machinery together. So what the fuck is their problem with inventing glue that fucking works? Oh no, human skin's gonna reach the high level of 36.5 degrees or something. Are you fucking kidding me? Isn't there like glue that holds components for motors together that are moving at thousands of revolutions per second at super hot temperatures and it doesn't even degrade? What the fuck is their problem not being able to invent glue that works? Oh my god, look at the deterioration straight away. That's fucked, isn't it? Have I let some of the fucking Ultra Hold slip on the C22 slip underneath? I don't know. Seems pretty fucked. Get off my face, you fucking face cage. Amazingly, this is me on a good day. You know what it is? It's suppression of extreme anguish and suffering and pain. What fucking camera is it? That one now. Fuck you. You're right there. I was thinking with that one. It keeps switching on me. Don't even know if I'm in fucking focus. Fuck. If you can't relate, fuck off. I mean, if you're old enough to watch a YouTube video and press play, you should have enough wisdom to be able to relate. And if you don't, you're a fucking loser. Not loser, I'm a loser, but the thing is, I'm gonna reverse the definition of loser now and call it somebody who just complies with the status quo. I think that would make you the biggest loser possible. Just somebody who follows. I found the cockroach. I'm not going to vacuum you, little buddy. I know what it's like. Wandering around, looking for phytoplankton. I don't know what they fucking eat, and I don't know what microbes in my bathroom might be called. I have no idea. Maybe you eat some the little tardigrades. Don't you fucking hurt the tardigrades. I love the tardigrades. I love those little water bears. I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. No, I'm gonna leave the little cockroach alone, see what happens, see if it multiplies. Then I'll have a family, I'll have some friends, I'll have some companionship in here. These walls, why can't they ever expand? Motherfuckers. Alright, did I fix it or is it just a big fucking mess? Now the problem is when you've got hairspray in your hair, don't know how much it flakes, haven't really run that test properly, but it looked like there was some dandruffy shit. But like I say, it could have been my head spores. You know I'm getting to the end of the sentence, right? I just have these asides that sometimes go for half an hour, but I try to get back to the end of the sentence. When you have this stuff in your hair, you can't brush your hair anymore, you're fucked. But let's try to reawaken the brushability of my head using Schwarzkopf leave-in conditioner. Now I'm going to brush where the weak ass glue was just applied. But I'll do it as gently as possible. It doesn't matter how gentle I am, it just rips it straight off, doesn't it? With Ultra Hold this would not happen. But I don't want that shiny line anyway, so You gotta choose the lesser of two evils every time. And like I say, at this point in history, I don't have a solution except brushing over, which means I may have to lose the pretty 4-inch locks so that I can eliminate the hairline and not have a brush back look. Because despite the fact that we've gotten rid of the unbleached roots, the roots are now bleached, solved that one, there's still the issue of the fucking plastic line. And even when I put in the NYX Shine Killer, which is magic, it's made by fairies, not fairy cum as you might predict, it's the female fairies who put veggie splat all through there. I don't know what they mix it with. I think it could be pure, virginal veggie splat from fairies. That's why it's magical. But even so, it doesn't eliminate that fucking plastic shadow. Look at that. Fucking useless glue. You need to give it like 78 hours or something. 78.3 hours to dry. Fuck you, fucking useless glue shit. It balls up like that, but usually you can avoid that if you don't ever touch it. Am I just peeling off the work I did? Who knows? Stay down there, you piece of shit. Oh, fuck, now the hair's just gonna be on my face after I just brushed it out of my face. That'll annoy me. That's one great thing about a brush back look. Which camera is it this time? Still that one? The great thing about a brush back look, aside from neatness for others to look at your face, it's not dangling in your face. It's nice to have a dangle-free zone. Because, I mean, I already have to wear a fucking face cage. Fucking dirty shit. They get dirty just from looking at things. It's mostly porn though, so it's, you know, that's understandable. What a weak ass glue. God, it's so awful. Everything's awful, you're just so negative. Fuck you. I haven't been able to solve it. I am not able to solve it yet. One day, I think the solution is probably going to be a combination of scissors or some other kind of snipping tool that enables you to create a coastline type cut along the front hairline rather than a perfectly round one. That could help disguise it, because off the top of my head, that's the best solution so long as it's stuck down properly. Because curve straight, you know what I'm talking about, a non-jagged line is unnatural on a human face. Which is why I always say I fucking hate it when I have just straight chop and just clean. I think that looks like shit. And the same as the neat rainbows over the ears that hairdressers give you. And that straight across line of a fringe or whatever you call it at the front of the hairline. I think that's all very fake looking. And that's why people would say that my hairline hasn't worked in certain occasions when it's just instant wall of hair. It's like having plucked eyebrows for a man. I think it's kind of weird for anybody to have perfectly drawn eyebrows. But like I say, I've seen many women do that, and some men, very rarely straight men, and very rarely gay men too. I think most males, unless they have a monobrow, are pretty fine with having pretty thick eyebrows. I trim them because I don't want them, because as I've gotten older, they've become fucking ferocious. Like if I let my if I let my eyebrows grow without trimming them, I could easily brush them into my hair. It'd all be one thing. Like, what's his name? Not that guy, it's Raiden, isn't it? The guy who's bald there, hair back like there, and he's got big eyebrows as well, I think. Is that Raiden? Is that from Tekken? What is that game? Anyway, cleaning up all the shit. I think that will dry better than it was before, even though you're seeing it lifting now. And just from standing up in this room, I'm sweating, so it's not good. And then the hair's all in my face as well, but I can't keep joggling it, right? Just have to leave it now. Just hope that this fucking thing has more than 0 hold at this point. Next time, I may have to enjoy that shiny, disgusting line from Ultra Hold. And even though I say I don't read the comments, I will one day. Right? I will one day. So leave the comments now so it's relevant at the time you're watching the video. And just because I won't look at them, write your comments for other people. Don't be a cunt. Help everyone, right? So, here's the question. How do you chop a jagged coastal line along the front of a hairpiece? I just picked these up randomly. I could have just as easily picked these ones up. This could do it if I was really going to spend a million years doing it. What we want is something akin to a hole punch, right? Just a hole punch, hole punch, hole punch all the way along. Then it would end up jaggedy, 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 right? And it would remove minimal hairs. And you want the biter, you want the little fucking alien biting part of it to stick out more. The fuck off me, glue chunk. Fuck you, you're worse than a booger. You want the bitey chunk bit to be right at the tip. You don't want some metal shield ruining your visibility and control being out here like that, so when you press it down you can't see what the fuck's going on. You need the bite chunk out like that, so and give you a coastal topography or whatever you call it. I think that would improve the realism of a shiny plastic line. The other thing is, this stuff no longer exists. Right one, what that chompy fucking machine is, that little hole punch thing, not which type of thing it is in the world, provide a fucking link, you lazy cunt. Second of all, replace this for me. Thanks. Okay, I've been editing all my fucking swearing and shit. Hopefully I've edited most of my swearing out so you don't have to deal with it. And if you look at the clock, you can see how much time has passed. Keep your eye on the clock. It basically gives you clues about what the fuck's going on. So that's how long it's been. I'm not going to research that shit for you. It's written on the fucking wall. And you've got everything side by side. A clock here, a clock here, a clock here. I'm not going to go and research that shit for you. Alright. It always boofs up at the top. So what this probably, I'm going to look at the hairline in a second, alright? That's the intention. Hopefully I'll get back to that. I don't even know if I will. I'll probably forget. But here, I want that to go there. I want that to go there. But I want this to go there. So what the fuck's supposed to happen here? How do people brush their hair? I guess they have to part it sideways or something so they can, because otherwise you get this fucking ramp thing and it's really highlighting the bald patch. So what the fuck am I supposed to do in terms of hairstyling? Because this video has kind of become hairstyling and get rid of that fucking plastic line. I'm a bit scared to brush that back now. Might be too early. It is dry, but having hair spray in my hair has impacted the ease of brushing. Also, I noticed a whole bunch of like out of focus footage that was in this video, not this clip now, but the video that I've been fucking with. I'm not going to film that again for you. But it's iPhone's fault, don't you see? Don't you see? They're against us. They're all... I'm gonna try to both show you that but I'm not gonna flip the camera because I'm sick of that fucking focus shit from fucking Apple, dumb fucking walker tape level dumbasses. If you'd sponsored me years ago, this wouldn't have happened. I'm just kidding. I've never asked anybody to sponsor me. That's why you get honesty on my channel. But you don't want honesty, do you? You just want clean, efficient 5-minute videos that you cut to the chase. Show me the end result. Show me the end result. Everything I do is echoing like waking the neighbours. I'm sick of it. I'm in a fucking cage all the time. That's not enough water. Give me water. Give me lots of fucking food. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jesus. I feel baptized. Now I can't see shit because my fucking face cave is covered in earth cum. Nothing specific to earth though. It is interesting how atoms combine to make molecules. They're so fussy, aren't they? My friend the other day, he used to do chemical engineering. He spoke about how helium doesn't really want to bond with anything else. I don't know if there are any helium molecules with helium as a component at all. And I think there were a few others that he mentioned. I think he said they were called noble gases. I think they're very noble if not willing to share. My little cockroach friend is still there. I think I'll call him Henry. Hi, Henry. He waved with his little antenna. Gorgeous. Oh my God, you fucking piece of shit. So you saw the clock earlier, you see it now. That's how much time this fucking thing's had to cure. It's the weakest fucking glue there is. I've been not sweating. I've been sitting in a dry, heated room. It's the middle of fucking winter. And that's about as much stick as you can expect from this cunt of a fucking weak ass glue. Ghost Bond Platinum. 150 bucks a bottle. 180 I think actually. You want to know what sort of income I get because you might not know anyone who has a YouTube account. How much money do I get from all the ads that you get bombarded with when you watch my videos if you don't pay for premium, which you should, because fucking it's awesome. It's not even awesome, it's like it used to be before they gave us ads. And now we've got to pay. But YouTube really is so fucking good, except for now it's shit. But there's good stuff in it if you are now willing to navigate through and filter out all the nonsense. Yeah, I mean, it's worth giving them money. I always felt like I was like, you're gonna give us Google Maps for free? I used to pay like $600 for a TomTom. It's like fucking crazy how much they've given the world. I know they're greedy cunts, but they've given us a lot. They kind of deserve to be a little bit greedy. Like we should give to our Lord and Savior Google. Yeah, if you're not on YouTube Premium, so you don't have to worry about the fucking ads and you can continue listening to audio when you turn your phone screen off, you're missing out. This glue is the worst. Yeah, I thought I'd come back and give you a nice clean ending. I'm already exporting the video and I'm gonna upload it as is without this ending because I felt like I left you on a bad note. Calling you cunts, but you are cunts, especially you're the biggest cunt of all, which isn't really an insult if you think about it, unless I say dirty cunt. You're not quite pink enough cunt. I used to be allergic to dirty words. I never used them. And then I found Google Google didn't teach me. Probably the big kids at school. I don't know. But cunt, that's the worst one apparently. Is that it? Is that the worst we can do? Was the next step like extreme violence? Goes cunt, then smashing somebody's head in. You're not far off. Like those two things, like side by side. Anyway, I don't think so. It's just a sound you make with your mouth. Cunt. It's no big deal. Term of endearment, really. That's how I use it on you, because I love you. That's why I call you cunt. Simple as that. But if I hate somebody, then I'll call them they're a real cunt. It's a shame, really. I think better than just calling people body parts, though. The better thing to do when you want to insult somebody is talk about diseases. That's when you can get some good insults going. Like, there's a word for the ooze that spews out of you when you've got gonorrhea. And it's specific to that disease. I think if you can learn some medical terms, you'll be on the right track to having some really good insults. I just need to read the back of labels more often. Like if I picked up I've been lazy, but next time I go to the chemist or go shopping, go down the hygiene aisle, I might have to, read the label on a pack of Vagisil, which helps relieve feminine itching fast. But what we could really start to do is explore the reasons for the feminine itching in the first place. Because there are little creatures, don't you, Henry, that are responsible for creeping around down there, just loving the slime. Just their whole, we often go ask one another, what is the meaning of life? They don't wonder, they know. We're gonna make this cunt itchy. That's our job, that's our purpose. We've got 3 days to live. We're gonna multiply as plentifully as possible. And we're just gonna wreak havoc on this cunt. Just make it as itchy as possible. Now, if you can name one of those creatures, you'll be on a very good path to figuring out some really nice, lovely insults that you can call people. Because cunt just doesn't cut it anymore, does it? I mean, it's not exactly a sharp thing that could cut in the first place. I'd rather use a comb to cut with than a cunt. Like if I had a block of wood and I had only this, like if I was in Castaway or something, stuck on that island, and I had to saw through some timber to make myself a raft, I'd much prefer a comb than a cunt. Even this hairbrush, eventually, maybe it'll become sharper with time. A cunt's not going to get sharper. It's just so soft. If I was to name the one thing that I've thought about most in my adult life, and by adult I mean 3 years old and older, it's got to be a cunt. Even when I didn't know one, it wasn't even the problem is, if I think about it, the only cunt I'd ever seen was from my sister, and I didn't care about hers. I cared about her dolls though, Wendy Walker, Barbie, Pet. I'm sure they had great cunts, but they were hard plastic. I'd rather saw through the timber with one of those dolls. It's not as soft as, but I imagined it would be extra soft. But when I was 3, I was soft anyway, so I just could have rubbed against myself. My little Michelin arms. Probably there's a fold in there that looked like a cunt. I'm sorry, vagina. Why am I talking about 3-year-old vaginas? Well, that's right, I was talking about cunts. Look up what causes the feminine itching. That's the key. The bugs, there's got to be creatures we can totally blame this on. Anytime somebody is selfish or rude or whatever else, you can call them that creature. Pig, old cow, no, awful, weak. You want a vaginal itch bug. Probably best if you use the Latin. Don't go if you know how a tardigrade. That's probably Latin straight away, or some derivative. Well, that's probably the tardigradus minimus or some shit, something like that. But then we just say water bear. So if you find the water bear casual version of the term, I don't think you're doing it justice. You want to really insult somebody, get into the ancient Greek and the Latin and just go fucking full retard with that phrase when you really want to get somebody. Yeah. And don't resort to weak paraphrasing like bush fungus, right? Beef curtain bandit. It's not enough. Like even cunt is a little bit better. Like we said, cunt is only one step away from mass murder. By saying it, like I nearly murdered a bunch of people just then, a bunch of times in this video. Like makes me worse than a Nazi to say it. So don't go backwards, go up. Look up what those bugs are called and write them in the description below. By the way, what was the result here? This glue sucks. It's the weakest shit glue I've ever seen, but it's still the best there is. That doesn't leave a big shiny line. But if I continue getting shit from this glue and getting no results at all, even though I know that after a certain amount of time, but it's been fucking ages, it will hold more. But can I still get rid of that shiny plastic shit line that I'm trying to get rid of? That's what this video is about, right? It's about all these fucking hair products which I'll juggle. Just insert fucking AI made video there. And mark, which I didn't bother using this time around because I couldn't get the fucking lid off. By the way, I found out this stuff's made in Australia. It's still the best clay in the world. The lids though, when they go back on, you've got about a 20% chance of it landing correctly without being askew. I think, once again, the people who make the Walker tape packaging make the mug packaging. But still, styling mud, it is the best at what it does. But it makes your hair fucking messy as fuck. And then you lean against the plain window and there's a right, and you touch your hair and you got to shake somebody's hand and it's like, nice to meet you too. Right, just find the Latin for the bug, okay? Given all that we've discussed today, we've talked about hair products, we've talked about this fucking cunt of a line here. The most important thing we've discussed is you researching the name of the fucking bug that makes vaginas itchy. So we have a new insult, okay? That would be useful. That would be a day well spent. I'm not going to do it right now. I've got time, but I'm not going to do it. Can't be bothered. Really, the main thing is I want to see if you could do it. Test yourself. Go above. Go past mass murder and find a word that makes people shit their pants with fear. Good luck.